Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you on a journey back to the month of March in the year 2020. Picture with me a 17-year-old girl overflowing with excitement as she learned that her spring break is going to start earlier than usual. But little did she know that the spring break is going to extend far beyond the ordinary. And not because of a vacation paradise, but because of the emergence of a novel virus known as COVID-19. Now, if I were to paint a picture of this girl, I would describe her as someone who thrived on exploration, someone constantly seeking new experiences and adventures. And the idea of being restricted within the four walls of her home was extremely foreign to her. And up until that point, she had never gone more than 6 months without visiting her home country. Suddenly, she finds herself immersed in a reality where quarantine is the new norm. It was a challenging period, a period that required adaptability. For me, this girl is not a character in a narrative. That girl is actually me. As I reflect on my situation during the pandemic, a girl like me, residing happily with my mother, father, and 3 sisters, I realized how fortunate we were to be living in a country like the UAE, who took a lot of preventive measures against the disease. Yet despite this apparent shield from the virus, why did I find myself mentally drained? I cannot imagine how it could have been for people living in underdeveloped countries, people living with abusive families, or the less fortunate people, such as refugees. According to Forbes Health, worldwide, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, depressive and anxiety disorders have increased. Depressive disorders have increased by 28%, and anxiety disorders have increased by 25%. These statistics are quite alarming, and if mental health issues remain unaddressed, the human population is at risk of enduring profound and long-lasting consequences, from the increased rates of suicide to the diminished quality of life and to the pervasive sense of hopelessness and despair. According to Dubai International Pharmaceuticals and Technologies, which plays an important role in the pharmaceutical industry in the Middle Eastern and North African regions, one of the most significant barriers to addressing mental health issues in the Middle East is the prevailing stigma that shrouds discussion around mental illnesses and the deep-rooted cultural norms that discourage open dialogue, leading people to suffer in silence instead of seeking the help that they desperately need. In my opinion, this stigma needs to be abolished now more than ever, especially for the sake of Gen Z, who are considered to be the future. As the stresses of life are increasing in terms of the previous pandemic, the pervasive influence of social media, cyberbullying, and the pressure to succeed. According to an article called Roadmap to Reduce the Stigma of Mental Illness in the Middle East, routes to stigma reductions have been extensively investigated in Western countries, resulting in the testing and development of several solutions. However, before these solutions can be recommended to our region, it is crucial to take into account the cultural differences between this region and the West. And in light of these considerations, 4 sets of interventions have been proposed, such as educating families, engaging traditional healers, involving religious leaders, and educating young people in schools. In my not-so-severe case, after quarantine ended, transitioning from school to university was daunting for me. Having spent nearly 2 years on distance learning, I felt very anxious to return to in-person classes in a totally different institution with totally different people. Fortunately, my parents were incredibly supportive throughout this transition. In recognizing the challenges that I faced, I decided to seek help from a counselor that was available at our university, who helped me to swiftly return back to my sociable self. However, considering that many cases are far more severe and way less fortunate than mine, Individuals struggling mentally should find a way to escape their thoughts. If psychotherapy is not an option, mindfulness, meditation, drawing, painting, playing music, singing, and spending time in nature can all contribute to mental well-being. I am personally no Picasso, but I know my way around the canvases and paintbrushes. And let me tell you, to me, painting is therapy. It is one of the most important things that actually helped me cope with quarantine during the pandemic. My message to every person who is not doing mentally well nowadays in our region is a message of empathy, understanding, and support. You are not alone in your struggles, and it's okay to reach out for help. Your mental health matters, and there are resources and people who are here to listen, support, and guide you through difficult times. Remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, and that there is always hope for healing and recovery. You deserve to feel better, and together we can work for a brighter and healthier future. Building on these sentiments, I'd like to share that the 17-year-old me mentioned earlier will be turning 21 this year, eagerly anticipating whatever life has in store. I won't delude you with unnecessary positivity or optimism, as life is not always a bed of roses. However, while you navigate the challenges of life, please remember to pause and reflect on your mental well-being. I know life can get really tough sometimes, but I really hope you find the spark that ignites you in life. I hope you find people with the love that suits your soul. I hope you dream until it becomes reality. And most importantly, I really, really hope you fall in love with being alive. Thank you.